I've never seen Attack on Titan. What does this mean? Hello recorders and Attack on Titan fans, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Steven. Please enjoy this panel of the Attack on Titan cast. So sorry for the long delay of this video, but to be fair, it happened on the day Jason David Frank died, and it was impossible for me to get the motivation to do videos when it happened. It was impossible. Well, enjoy, it's recording time!
Okay, first we have Bryce Papenbrook. He is the voice of Inosuke.
I was born into a family of voice actors. My dad was working on a show called Power Rangers, if you guys heard of that one.
What's that?
I used to love to go to work with him.
Is going to be moderating her first panel, and this is going to be amazing. So come on out. And after that, we have the amazing Attack on Titan cast. Come on.
All right, guys, come on. Come on. That's right. These are the people who make it possible right here. Just take someone else's name.
It's like an wedding.
This one.
Jason Liebrecht. Oh, you put me on the end. I'll take the end. No, I want to be on the end. No, I need the end. You're already dead. Just sit there.
They separate us.
That was going to be my joke. They always separate us. They don't like the fact that we're related.
In true form, you stole my whole
You're gonna be on
panel
opposite
joke.
ends. Wait.
They don't want us touching each other.
It's true. Good luck moderating this.
Corpses of a skeleton.
All right, guys. So Anime Pasadena, Attack on Titan, right? Yeah. Here we are. These are the people that make it possible to enjoy this show. Okay. Right? All of you. Okay. So I'm gonna
That's
do
what
my
you get,
best to
man.
see where everyone is and introduce everyone correctly right now. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So right here we have the man himself, Eren Yeager.
Hey everybody, I'm Bryce Papenbrook. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Next to him, the one and only Misaka.
My name is Trina Nishimura and I play Mikasa Ackerman.
Next to her, we have Ymir.
Yeah.
One name.
Also known as Elizabeth Maxwell.
We got the now rest in peace deceased, spoiler alert, Bertholdt.
Sorry, guys.
Hey everybody. I'm David Matranga. I played Bertholdt Hoover.
And you are still a favorite of everyone.
You did get a Funko Pop, so that's a lot.
True. I heard
true.
I heard a little of some
character doesn't have a
booze.
Funko Pop.
Some booze out there though. Some traitor booze.
What's up with that anyway?
And finally, we have Zeke Yeager.
That's right. Hi everybody, I'm Jason Liebrecht. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right. So let's get this candle started here.
I broke my badge. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. Do you and David have matching sunglasses?
What's that?
Those look like David's sunglasses from yesterday.
These?
Yeah. Wait, he has
Oh,
them.
do you put them on, dude?
You guys have.
Oh my God.
I like to imagine that I'm the Corinthian.
Ooh. Yes, agreed, yes.
I can't.
Nice,
I
nice.
can't do it.
Why not? It's really bright in
I
here.
can't pull it off, man.
You
just
can't
pull
do it.
it
You're
off.
very handsome.
I love
Isn't he
this
handsome?
theater.
Yeah, see?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You think everybody's being disingenuous, like the whole audience.
Yep.
Sounds about right. That sounds about right. Okay, so guys, let's just get us started with a general question about this show here, okay? Let's just work it in, okay? As everyone knows in this room, this series has been an absolute mind-bender towards the end here. And we went from fighting titans, and now we're fighting people, crisscross, every direction. Is there a particular moment in the show that was a real, like, you had to sit back and go, what? No way. Or anything like that?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Every time there was a twist or turn, I guessed it wrong. So it was like every episode. I'm like, wait, what? And then you get to the end of the episode and they end it on like the best possible moment. And you're like, can I just watch one more? And then you watch one more and it does it again. And then you're like, can I watch one more? And then the sun comes up and you're like, what have I done?
Yeah.
I think in season one, so I don't read ahead. Mike McFarland, the amazing director whom I adore, who we all adore, he kind of allows me and some of the other actors that choose to or that he asks to go along with the story as it's happening, which is really special and really neat. But my biggest, like, oh my God, what is happening, was in season one, and it's when you die, and it was really unsettling to me, because I was like, well, if he dies, what kind of job security do I have? Unfortunately.
I mean, season 1, episode 1, I didn't know much about the show before I was cast in it and started watching it, and your mother's death scene, I was like,
Oh, dude. Yeah.
what have I gotten myself into?
I know.
I had to stop watching this show at night because it was giving me nightmares.
Yeah, it can give you like high blood pressure. Like you have to do some breathing exercises to come down after the show. Yeah, for me it's so many. One in particular that relates to my character was the reveal. I don't want to, it's not a spoiler, it's not a manga spoiler anymore, but the reveal of, who Bertholdt and Trina are. And it's funny because the line is like, really, Trina? We're doing this now, right here? And like, I didn't have to do any acting in that moment because I, as the actor, was also going, wait, what? We're doing this? This is how we're doing this? So I said that and they were like, great, we got it, we're good, moving on.
I haven't been in it as long as the rest of you, nor am I dead.
But you're dead inside. You're dead inside. Oh yeah, dude, I feel it from you, man. A little. No,
I'm sorry. We've been milking this "you're dead" thing the whole time.
We?
Yeah. It's our bit. We've been planning this for months. Yeah. You don't remember all those late night conversations planning this moment? Actually, this is all scripted. Every single bit of it.
I don't remember.
We're really good actors, right? This seems like I'm making it up. I'm not. It's all scripted.
Trina wrote
Even
this whole
Trina's
scene.
laugh. Even Trina's laugh. That's really realistic, Trina. See? See how realistic it is? Anyway, what was the question? I'm just joking. For me, it was the very first session. I think the very first thing that happened, I was the Beast before I was Zeke, before I knew who I was, and I didn't want to know anything, like Bryce. I prefer it that way. I feel like it gets a more honest performance out of me. But I think what happened, the very first thing that happened was I ate Jason Douglas's character. Like the Beast just popped him in his mouth, like he was like a caramel turtle or something, like all in one bite, and just ate him. And I was like, wait, that was Douglas's character? To Mike, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, is he dead? And he's like, what do you think, Jason? You just ate him. And I was like, seriously? So he's done? He's like, what do you think dead means, David? I mean, not David.
Yeah, but there have been some flashbacks.
That's true. No, you've continued to be in it, and away.
Yeah. In a certain way.
Somebody should turn off my mic.
I don't have that power, but I'll find someone that does. This is so fun. So like another generic question that I came up with, because I'm an Attack on Titan stan, and I was just curious, was of the 9 Titans that are known, so it's the Attack, the Armored, Colossal, Female, Beast, Cart, Founding, Warhammer, and Jaw. I know some of you already have Titans, and if that's your favorite, that's fine. But if you could pick another one, what shifter would you pick, and why?
So it has to be a Titan that we do not have.
No, if you want to keep yours, it's fine. I keep yours.
I think I'm okay keeping the Attack Titan. Yes.
Okay. Valid.
Yeah.
If
Yes?
It's not a spoiler. I would choose my favorite Titan from season 1, the Derpy Titan, that runs like this. And like, he's not doing anything bad. Like, he's just
That
running
was
around
my
the corner.
answer.
I love him so
Do you
much.
call him the Derpy Titan too? I'm just curious if that's just in the lexicon.
That's his name.
That's what he's known as. So in the credits it says Derpy Titan.
Major spoiler, Bertholdt does actually come back as the Derpy Titan. It's really awesome.
Is that the one that flips? Is that what we're talking about?
No. He literally runs like somebody who jogs really goofily. You know what I mean?
Circus Titan?
Yeah, okay.
I'd
The
do it.
season 2 one that flips is wild.
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
just comes out of the gate and just does a barrel roll in the air.
Yeah, that one's
Come on.
crazy, man. Crazy. What about you, Pumpkin?
I mean, I would have to stick with my Jaw Titan. I very much identify with her. It's like small but mighty.
Yeah,
You know,
same.
it's like a little dog, like and go in like real fast
Yeah.
with the ankles and then get out.
Yeah.
When I first saw your Titan, I was like, that's Elizabeth? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, but she's so much prettier. He was like, acting, Trina, we're acting. Oh.
It's lame, but I want to stick with mine too.
That's fine.
But I can't. It's already been taken.
David, for the purposes of this venture right here,
Guys, this whole panel, I'm just going to complain about this one thing. So I'm going to try to do it in different ways. If you're annoyed, just, raise your hand and say you're annoyed. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Oh. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna stick with mine too. It's the baseball element. I love that he's just looking for that perfect game. It's very satisfying. As a former baseball player, although please don't watch any footage from Anime NYC.
When we tried to throw the ball to each other.
They sprung it on us, and the lights were in our faces, and it wasn't fair.
What happened?
Okay, we threw the ball like voice actors.
Yes.
Not very well.
Despite the fact that we've both been athletes in our lives.
Yeah. We needed a warm-up, and they didn't give us the chance to warm up.
They didn't even tell us it was going to happen.
Way too far.
It was on stage. The reveal was on. We were on stage. We're like, all right, we got a fun thing we're going to do with you guys.
Yeah, they pulled out some gloves and some balls, and we're like, what? What are we doing? It worked out later.
It did. It was fine. It was fine.
Okay, all right, guys, we're bringing out the gloves and balls? The gloves and balls? Okay, no, okay.
Surprise.
All right, no.
Please.
We weren't ready. Okay.
Bring out the bats. Bring out the swords.
Frisbees?
This is fun.
Okay.
Boomerang?
Okay, so a little bit deeper of a question, okay, morality-wise, okay? We have, seeing your character and where they are now, are there thoughts on their development? It's okay, it's method acting.
No, I can see him where he is now. It's fine.
You know where he is. Nowhere good. So on where they are now, for your thoughts on their development and some of their, we're gonna say, choices along the way that might be questionable, Bryce.
I think this is directed towards me. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to agree with what Eren is doing, but I'm just not sure yet. He keeps making these decisions. Yeah, right? Woo! Okay.
The Jaegers in the crowd.
Yeah. As an actor, it is so exciting to be able to play Eren so many different ways. Because I use 4 very unique voices as Eren. I'm itty-bitty Eren, I'm angsty teenage Eren, I'm bigger Eren, and now I'm long-haired Eren. All very different. And after living with the character for so long, to recreate his voice, to have that anger that I brought through in seasons 1 through 3, still there, but kind of buried under this icy layer of coldness. It was really exciting to recreate the character. But I just don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not sure. And so I had a really exciting experience yesterday. This is how crazy my week has been. Yesterday, I met Isayama Sensei, who created Attack on Titan, yes. And it was such an amazing opportunity to just be in the same room as him, let alone have the kind of conversation I was able to have with him. We were meant to have maybe 10 minutes to talk, and we talked for 40 minutes. And it's all good. And one of my questions to him was I told him that I hadn't read the ending, that I hadn't learned what's going to happen. And I'm not sure at this point if Eren knows more than I do. And I think he does. Also, my Japanese counterpart, Kaji-san, who I was so lucky to be able to meet and interact with very recently also. I don't know how these things are happening. He does know what happens. So I'm very tempted to learn. I've been tempted to go forward and read.
Do it.
I know, we're so close. I feel like I have to wait. So
10 years, almost 10 years
It
of like
has.
avoiding
Oh my
spoilers.
gosh, it's been almost 10 years.
It's been almost
Yes.
10 years, bro.
Oh my god, how old are we?
Oh,
So I think even though Eren knows more than I do, I'm gonna wait and I'll discover more of what Eren knows right as we're recording. I'm so excited for that.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Someone who knows the ending, that's fantastic.
Don't tell me
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
know.
say anything. I'm not saying anything. All right? I
We're
don't
not
do
gonna
manga
die, are
spoilers.
we?
Yeah.
Well, it's Attack on Titan. Anyone could die at any time.
It's like being
That's
on The
very true.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly.
what? Oh, did you speak?
Oh, I had a translator in the room. I speak absolutely no Japanese. He spoke very little English, but we had a translator in the room that was making sure we could talk to each other and connect with each other, and it was a fantastic experience. And they were filming, so I hope that they release some of that footage. Also, I have a few images they said I could release after they approve them, so I will, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool what we captured. Yeah. One thing I tried to pass along was how much this show meant to me personally, and to so many people that I've been able to meet at conventions around the world, and to the rest of the cast. He felt very kind of nervous to meet people. He said that this was his first time in the US, and he hoped that people loved his story. And I made it very clear that we do love this story, that it's changed so many people's lives. And we're excited to continue to see what's gonna happen in the anime. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing. That was great.
I feel like Attack on Titan was like a gateway anime.
It is.
Like for a lot of people who like weren't necessarily into anime to start with, and then they watched Attack on Titan, and that was like their entrance into the their induction into the cool club.
Isayama Sensei shared that he was inspired by a lot of US media, that he's been a fan of shows that have come from our country, and I feel like watching the show, like I could connect to it so quickly. Like it reminded me of other shows I've watched, but yet unique. Like it's just an amazing story. So yeah, it's one of those shows that you can watch even if you've never seen any other anime.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it'll just pull you in.
I feel like it was also really progressive for the time that it started. Like Attack on Titan is almost 10 years old now, but they were not to soapbox. Bryce is used to my soapbox. Because I'm always like, not to soapbox. I try to do fart joke, meaningful content, fart joke, so don't worry. But yeah, I feel like it was really progressive for the time that it came out because, there's the gender roles are questioned, like in a way that gender roles weren't being questioned 10 years ago. Mikasa is a strong fighter, and typically only the male characters could be strong fighters. Armin is an emotional guy, a very emotional guy, albeit, but he's an emotional guy and he gets to have emotions and he's not a strong fighter. There's a character that isn't assigned a gender at all, and I think that it's been really, really interesting and really amazing. And also, I'm incredibly jealous that you got to meet him. Incredibly jealous. That's such a cool moment. All right. Yes.
Sorry, this is what we do. We get a question and then say whatever we
No, that's
want.
fine. You keep going. That's what they're here to hear. They're not here for me. They're here for you. Okay. So maybe let's take a couple of questions from the audience.
Yeah.
Let's get some of those in here.
Oh, yeah, just a reminder, please don't spoil the manga for us. I haven't
Yes.
decided.
No manga spoilers in this room, people. Or I will
you
remove
will be
myself.
eaten.
Yes.
In one bite.
I just realized all of you have a type except for me. I feel so messed up. Do you guys all have type pops? Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have more regular pops. I don't even have a regular pop, so...
I just got a regular pop. It's so exciting.
What do I gotta do? Die before I get one?
Yeah. You will.
Yeah, I know. I have an expiration date, duh.
Okay, so if there was a character from the series who you'd be able to bring back to life, who would it be?
Pressure.
Ymir, totally
Everyone
Ymir.
here.
Not anybody else, just Ymir.
Guys, I mean, I think it's an obvious answer. It's an obvious answer.
She deserves her happy ending, no thanks to you guys.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
you know my answer, so I don't need to even answer, right?
It's Ymir, right?
Ymir, of course.
That's good. That's a safe answer. Safe answer.
It's the most generous and kind answer.
The show is so good at getting you to fall in love with a character, only to kill them so brutally. Sasha is my answer. Brutal.
Yeah, I want to say Ymir, and I want to say Sasha, because I love both of them, but also, like, do they come back as, like, zombies? Because that's a totally different thing.
What are the technicalities of this question?
There's enough going on. Like, we don't need to add zombies. Thank you for your question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bryce, this is mostly a question for you, but if this applies to any of you guys, you can totally answer as well. I've met a lot of haters on your voice acting before, and
Wow, who let him in here?
a lot of people say that, you know, you use the same voice for a lot of your characters, but, I mean, what's something that you can say that's like, well, no, this is something I put to this character that's way different from Kirito?
Yeah, I try to keep all my characters separate, all of them different. In fact, today I had many people come up and look at my banner and go, wait, you play Eren and Cat Noir?
Yeah.
Like, really? I think people will see that because I have a really unique texture to my voice. And that texture shines through in a lot of the characters I play. It's also especially hard to disguise yourself in screams. And sometimes that's when people identify that it's me. And no one has to like my performances. I think for me, I'm very proud of what we've captured in Attack on Titan, in Sword Art Online, in Seven Deadly Sins, in Demon Slayer. I'm proud of what I've put out and the way that I've done it. And I'm just me, you know. I'm a part of these characters, but I approach them all differently. So yeah, I mean, they don't have to watch the English version. They don't have to watch these shows, but I love what I've put out, and I think the overwhelming majority of what I see and what I hear at events is that people have connected with the characters I've played. They love them. They've done things positive in their life, and that's what I care about.
Also, whoever that is that said that, I would like to have a word with you.
Nice.
Also, I just want to add that a lot of people have this notion that, like, voice acting is doing funny voices.
Yeah, true.
And
Thank you for bringing this up.
That's not really it at all. Like, it's about, like, for me, acting is about figuring out how the character sees the world and what their worldview is.
100%.
And then it's like whatever voice that comes out as a result of that is whatever that voice is.
Yeah.
And, you know, it may be more or less different than other characters, but yeah, I mean, almost any director that you work with, especially if you're starting out, they're like, just do your normal voice.
And also, many of us do have a unique quality to our voices. And I think Bryce is dead on when, you know, each character, even two characters that might even be similar characters, you know, or to each other, there will always be a little bit of a voice, some nuance in it, based on what Elizabeth said, which is the way they see the world, the way they act in the world, how they behave around it. You can even hear different voices with the same character if they're talking to their mother or if they're talking to their best friend. We do that in real life, actually. You probably don't even notice it, but you speak differently to different people. So like, and I think I love what you brought up about screams, because I've noticed that before, like in my own performance. Like I'll get to a thing that's like, oh my god, it's so hard to disguise or to see that character through that scream, because how do you know what I mean? That's fascinating. Anyway.
Yeah, I play a lot of characters who scream also. There's that too.
Yes, you do. I mean, your performance, I'm just going to say, and it's not just because I'm your friend, like your performance in Attack on Titan is sick. Like, it's I've been really fortunate that I've been able to like watch you like through the, not only navigate like the actual performance aspect of it, but also watch you, you know, interact with so many people around the world. And I think it's really amazing. And I think you're an amazing person.
Appreciate
it. And you're really talented.
You know, as voice actors, we're in the booth and you're in that moment, and all you can do is the best you can in that moment. Bring whatever you have with you to that character. For Eren, what sets him apart for me is how physical I've been with him. In season 1, Eren bites his hand. I bit my hand so hard I left bruises. Season 2, Eren's more unhinged than ever before. I literally unhinged my jaw in the booth so the pain would come through. Season 3, I did things that hurt me for weeks. In season 4, I did some of the craziest things I've ever done in the booth, and I don't want to tell you what they are because I don't want Crunchyroll to tell me not to do them again. So I think, you know, I've brought what I could to the project. I think that this show is worth that kind of effort and that kind of action in the booth. You know, that's all we can do as actors. And I'm very happy with what I've done.
Hi, so I know I'm about to ask a basic question, but when I hear you guys talk, I hear a bunch of my favorite like anime characters, and it means a lot to me, but I was wondering if any of the characters you guys have played have made an impact on your daily lives.
Daily?
I mean...
You know, it's tough because
100%.
you get to live with these characters for just a short period of time. Actually, all of this happens really quickly. But for me, I think one character that I would leave the booth and then I would keep feeling a certain way is Rin Okumura from Blue Exorcist. With Rin, like, I was just happy for like weeks. I couldn't stop smiling after recording as Rin. And similarly, Eren, I was angry for like weeks after recording as Eren. I would like, in season 1, I actually flew out to Texas, you know, recorded with Mike for days on days, flew back, and then would be in traffic just angry at all the other drivers, yelling at them as Eren. It was great.
So I play Makase Kirisu in Steins Gate, and thanks man, she's awesome, but she's also incredibly traumatized, and she has a lot of stuff that goes on, and it's really hard for her in a lot of ways. So I would, that one definitely, I took that one I took that one home a few times. It took my partner exactly like 3 sessions before he was like, oh, you're recording Steins Gate this week? Amazing. So pizza or tacos? What are we having? So I would always have pizza or tacos waiting for me. Usually pizza.
Gosh. So I will say that probably in terms of like kind of like being shaken up after recording a character, Ymir was a big one for me. Lots of tears both in and after recording for her. And then it's not technically an anime, but I don't know how many Rooster Teeth fans are in the audience, but there's a show that I was in called Camp Camp, and I played a little rascal named Nikki, and recording her is probably some of like the happiest I've ever been. Like, she just made me a better, happier person, and I looked forward to recording on that show so much.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to choose like one that I feel like there are different characters that have had an impact on me in my daily life or just in general in different ways. And some of them are more popular characters and some of them aren't. I mean, Todoroki is definitely one of them. Yes, thank you. I mean, yeah, you know, I've gotten to be with him now for 6 years, and his journey, his growth, what he's come through in his life, the trauma that he suffered, it has a huge impact on me. There are certain similarities that I can relate to, you know, being a bit too hard on yourself, kind of living in your head a little bit, maybe too long. I sometimes take things a little bit too literally as well, like Todoroki does. So yeah, he has a huge impact on me. I feel a lot, and I think the great thing about that is when I get to hear from you guys about different characters and what they mean to you, and then I go back and I assess what they mean to me, then I feel such a huge responsibility to that character and, you know, to telling that character's story. So yeah, Todoroki's definitely up there as far as impact goes.
I think that for me, as an actor, I try to find things that I relate to in the characters, and a lot of times to be the most truthful. That means that, you know, if there's something that I've experienced that they're going through something that's similar, like I suffer from, or I struggle with abandonment issues, right? So, not to spoil anything, but I relate very strongly to Dabi because of this. And in certain respects, it's not always the best thing. Like, I sometimes have had sessions where I come out and I'm thinking about my own circumstances, and it just highlights that and it makes me a little depressed, right? But then there are other episodes that I've recorded where he's gotten some, you know, some comeuppance, some sort of vengeance of the sort, and I feel like I've worked out some of that in me. So definitely him. But there are moments in a lot of different characters, like when Mordecai lost Bloodwing in Borderlands. I've lost a lot of pets, and that emotion that you hear is very real because that's what it made me think of, you know, and I try to be as truthful and honest in the booth as I can. Anyway.
Great question.
Thank you. Hi. So I know you guys have been in My Hero Academia. So say if Attack on Titan and My Hero had a crossover episode, how do you think your Attack on Titan characters would react to meeting your My Hero characters? What do you think would happen?
Oh, that's a good question.
Man.
Wow. And your character's gonna be alive, by the way.
Yeah. You mean, so what you're basically saying is Todoroki doesn't meet the corpse of Bertholdt? Yeah, I think, I don't know. There'd be a lot of complicated feelings, because they're both complicated. Maybe he was be quiet for a little while, and then there'd be a lot of fire.
I think Mikasa and Jiro would just be like, hey, and then like listen to music and just hang out, like just listen to a lot of punk rock, like you like the Clash? Yeah, cool. Yeah, like that's all they do.
I don't think Zeke would like Dabi. I think he was, I don't know. I think he'd think he was.
It would go horrible if they teamed up. That would go horrible.
What's that?
That wasn't me.
Where would that come from?
No, I think it would go horrible if Zeke and Dabi.
Oh, it's from you. I mean, definitely it would go terribly.
It sounds like it was over here, really.
But I think that Dabi would not give a F, right? He wouldn't care, and Zeke would be like, whatever. Like, they'd both kind of be like, whatever.
I didn't get a ton of time in My Hero, but I love my character, Yoshindo. The guy who does the earthquakes. I call him Discount Deku. I thought the casting was absolutely perfect because I was born and raised in LA, where there's earthquakes. So the guy who does the earthquakes is from the place where there's earthquakes. I think Eren and him would turn on rumbling, and he'd be like, and make it shake. It'd be great.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think Ymir and Midnight would probably hate each other. I don't think they'd get along at all. Because, I mean, Ymir doesn't like, you know, superfluous or like flamboyant people, I feel like. She'd probably think Midnight was a fool, and Midnight would probably think Ymir was like a fuddy-duddy.
Excellent question. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi.
I just want to first say that I love you all.
Aw.
Thank
You're
you.
amazing. But my question's for all of you. Is there a certain quote that your character says that is your favorite, and would you mind that quote in your character?
Oh, it's so hard to pick favorites.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I've got a lot of really cool moments, so I just have to pick just one that comes to mind. I'll go way back to season 1. The first time Eren transforms, he like punts this little baby titan, just kicks him, and then stepping on this other titan's neck, and he goes, "Get up! Get up! Let me kill you again! And again! And again!" That's a good line.
My favorite line from Mikasa is also from season 1 because well, I already spoiled it. So when she thinks Eren is dead and she's going through all of this mental turmoil and she's trying to rouse the troops and things like that, and then she's gonna run away. I also like that everyone's phones are now out. It's like, a lot of phones. I'm ready. But she's on the rooftop and she says, "I can do it. I'm strong, real strong. None of you come close. I am a warrior." And I think my favorite line is like the entire letter to Historia. But if I were to condense it, because I really agree with this worldview, it's the, if I, Ymir, reject the person I was born as, it's as good as losing. I'm going to be living proof that your fate isn't decided at birth.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like Bertholdt doesn't really talk a ton, but when he does, they're like paragraphs of like, you know, moral, or his ideology on things. I mean, the amount of paragraphs of quotes I've signed on that Colossal Pop, like around the side, and I'm like, did I say all this? This is insane. So I'll just go with a shorter one that is also one of my favorites, but it is from the reveal. Really, Rhina? We're doing this now? Right here?
That's from the scene you mentioned, right? Yeah. So that was legit. That was real. That wasn't even acted. No, I mean, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I've got a couple, but isn't war a terrible thing? That's one. And then, we were both victims of your father. That's another one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Solange. I just wanted to tell you all. I know, Jason, I said hi to you.
Hi.
I'm gonna say hi to you after this. And
Awesome.
so I just.
Well, hi.
Not right now.
Saying hi right now.
No, don't say it right now.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, just before I ask my question, Attack on Titan has helped me throughout the entire quarantine, and if you ask my parents, friends, family, I'm literally addicted. And I'm literally just trying to dress up as Eren season 4.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you. But my question is, if you guys could actually meet your characters in person, and I know you are gonna be very sad, but like if you first met him when he was alive, when Bertholdt was alive, yes, I love Bertholdt too. Don't worry.
Do you really?
Yeah. Do you want to ask my friends how much I love Bertholdt besides Eren? Do you?
Sure, yeah. Where are they? Friends?
My aunt, she could tell you.
Is she? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you could meet them in person and actually talk to them for hours on end, what would you say? Like, what was your first or last sentence to them?
Oh. Sorry, go.
I don't know if I would talk to her. I feel like I'd just give her a big long hug. Honestly.
I really want to know about Zeke's fitness regimen. He's in really, really fantastic shape. I don't know if it's
take, bro?
I don't know if it's a metabolism thing or what if it's if you you burn a lot of calories in those big titans. I don't know, but man, that dude's got like a 12-pack. I know that's not very deep, but still.
This is just my favorite actual question to apply to Bertholdt because, like, this is what I talk about when people come up, you know, to get something signed that's a Bertholdt thing. It's like, I have so many questions. I would ask him, first off, like, what did you want to do before, before you got indoctrinated, before you got brainwashed, before this became your mission? What did you want to do before that? Did you have, when did that happen? Did you see this going a different way? Was there ever a time in that journey where you thought, okay, maybe we can do both? Maybe it doesn't have to be like this. I mean, I have so many questions. We'll do an impromptu panel at my table later, so yeah. But yeah, I have so many. I would say those things and then probably a bunch of other things.
I think if I met Mikasa, I'd be like, hey. She'd be like, hey. I'd be like, do you like the Clash? She'd be like, I do. I'd be like, do you like tacos? She'd be like, I do. And then we would probably just like eat and be like, wow, that was a really tough couple of years, wasn't it? We'd be like, yeah, it was a really hard couple of years. No more tacos? Yeah, let's just get some more tacos. Like that's.
So what you're saying basically is that you're Jiro.
Yeah, Jiro. Yeah. She owns leather coats. I have leather coats.
I think it would be really interesting to talk to Eren. And I guess it depends which Eren I'm talking to. Season 4?
Let's say all of them, like from beginning to end.
From the beginning, I'd probably say, do you want to take a breath? Just calm down for a second. Let's bring the volume down from a 13, like, to normal conversation. Stop yelling. This newest version of Eren, though, I feel like would be so interesting to talk to because he knows so much. I'd want to know, like, stuff that's gonna happen. I'd also be like, are you sure? Are you sure what you're doing is right?
I think I'd rather talk to Eren than I would to Zeke, in all honesty, in the current state of the show.
Yeah, Eren would be very interesting and scary to talk to.
Dude, what? Really?
I do also want to know Eren's workout routine as well. That would be a question.
It's gotta be, you gotta, like, it does something to your metabolism or something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think of the calories you gotta burn.
Well, I can tell you a hint. It's eating all the Titans and humans.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
Right, the cannibalism diet.
So it's paleo, is what you're saying.
Beach body cannibalism.
Alright, this has gone a little too dark. Alright, let's go. Come on.
Too dark on an Attack on Titan panel?
Attack on Titan is technically dark, so.
This all makes sense. It's all diet.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Shinzo. Was this on you?
Yay.
Hi there, you guys.
Hey.
Good to see so many childhood inspirations in one panel. How far you guys have come. I'm so excited to see you guys today. I wanted to know, for everybody, one way that you're similar to your characters and one way you're different.
I'm similar to Mikasa in that she has childhood trauma. I have childhood trauma. I don't know if she likes tacos. I think I'm just hungry. But yeah, that's how I think. But everybody has childhood trauma, right? But it's really interesting to see how she works through it. I go to therapy. Yeah, she should go to therapy. And I'm very different from her because I am a horrible physical fighter. I've only been in a few fights in my life, and none of them ended well.
I think that could be said for most fights in the real world.
Yeah.
I think I'm very different from Eren. I'm definitely not as angry as him. And I have to find things in my life that I can connect to that anger, to find it. And one thing I've used multiple times, I had a Maltese poodle. Her name was Minnie. She was an awesome, awesome dog, and she loved to eat. And I had this bag of chips I was really looking forward to eating, and that dog, she ate my chips! And that's where I get the anger for Eren. So that's where I'm different and where I can connect.
I like that chips thing, man. I really do.
Poodles.
I guess I'm similar to Ymir, kind of in what I said with the quote before, that I really agree with her, like, worldview of, like, not letting your past or your, you know, where you started define you if you feel like that's gonna hold you back. And how I'm different. Ymir's a really big tough love person. And I like to think that I maybe speak a little more gently and kindly to those I love. Not quite as prickly.
I guess I'm similar to Bertholdt, and this is kind of a superficial. Well, anyway, I won't
You're
qualify it.
both brunette.
Yes, I can kind of be shy at first when I'm in a group of people. I can sort of stay around the margins a bit until I feel comfortable. So that's a way that was the first thing that came to my mind when you asked that question. I'm sure there's some other things as well. I think he's a pretty kind of, you know, thinker in a way, and I can relate to that. I'm not similar in the fact that I don't typically infiltrate a friends group and then become a traitor. That's it.
That's good.
Thank you. Or do I, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey guys, wanna have dinner later?
You can't touch my drink.
Yes. I would say that I'm similar to Zeke in that I think that bondage and slavery in any form is the ultimate evil on society. Yeah. And then I'm not really Machiavellian. I'm not really, I'm more straightforward than he is. I tend to say what I mean and mean what I say and do what I say I'm gonna do. So that's not always the case with him.
Thanks, guys.
Great question.
So, don't hate me, guys, but that was the last question that we can take because we have a really big panel coming up. I know, I'm sorry.
Just one more lightning round. One more lightning round. Yeah.
Also, we'll all be, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you can also ask us all these questions.
We'll be at our tables right after, so go ahead.
Okay, cool. Speed round. So, you guys are awesome. You know that.
Thank you. Thank you.
If there's one thing you could change, whether it's an event, a death, or a decision, David, you can't say your death, I'm sorry. What would it be?
One thing to change an event, a death, or a decision in Attack on Titan, I would tell someone not to murder everyone.
I wouldn't have Eren's mom eaten in front of him.
Okay. I would beg her to just please stay and like find her bliss with Historia.
Yeah. Make the other choice on the rooftops. Make the other choice. Simple. There was another choice.
There was another choice. I'm just
The aliens would have never been slaves.
Rock on. Great question.
There would be no series.
All right, one more.
That'd be
So, quick one for Bryce, real quick. So, I got my boy Inosuke here.
Nice.
So, I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's like an ongoing online joke that if you dropped Inosuke in a Demon Slayer, it would have been less than 5 minute episodes long. How do you feel about that?
Wait, if you did what?
If we dropped hypothetically Inosuke into Attack on Titan at the beginning, how long do you think it'd be, and what main Titan would he try to challenge first as a power match?
All of them. He'd fight all of them. He would fight 100% of them.
This is a quick one. Have you guys heard or seen of the abridged series on YouTube, A Slap on Titan?
No, but I do miss Attack on Titan Junior High.
When you guys have the chance, YouTube, A Slap on Titan. You won't regret it.
I'm gonna second that. That's a good recommendation. I got one more, and I asked for this especially for Hanji. So do it.
Maybe really quick. I'm so sorry. I love you guys all.
Thank you.
Mr. Papenbrook, I want to know how quickly you could change from season 4 Eren to Cat Noir.
Wow.
A quick conversation between them two, a quick demeanor change.
Yeah, season 4 Eren. He has to be right in here. And Cat Noir is right here. Was that perfect? Well, I hope we can catch you guys all back at our tables after.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's cat puns! Not this panel, Bryce, not this panel.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. You guys were awesome.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Okay, wait, one more. Okay, never mind, I got told no. Okay, so guys, thank you for being here and answering these questions and doing this for us, okay?
Thanks for having us, guys. Our pleasure.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
go ahead
guys.
and let us know where we can find you if you want to. You don't have to.
I think we're all in the same room, right?
Yeah.
Exhibit hall
Any
C?
plugs? Any plugs?
Come see us at our tables and ask us your questions